We're cutting across to another big breaking update coming in. In the case of the Indians in Qatari custody, the MEA has come out and said that sentences have been reduced by the Court of Appeal. The legal team will now decide on the next steps. My colleague Abhishek Jha is joining us with more. Abhishek?
Well, we know that these Navy veterans who have been in Qatar authorities' custody, they have been. There were 3 hearings that has already happened, and in between, MEA, Ministry of External Affairs, had got through the local mission some consular access also. And now we know that the final hearing, the 4th hearing, which was scheduled for today, that has happened, and the verdict has been out. In that verdict, the sentencing has been reduced. But the detailed judgment is still awaited, and Ministry of External Affairs in a statement has said that they are in close touch with the legal team as well as the family members to decide on the next step. The Indian ambassador in Qatar and other officials were present in the Court of Appeal today, along with the family members when the verdict was being pronounced. And government has stood by the family, those Navy veterans who have been behind the bars in Qatar on some charges. The government of India will continue to stand by that and provide all the assistance, be it legal, family, or consular access, or consular support, whatever will be needed.
Yeah, so the big takeaway, of course, Abhishek, being that there was death penalty given in this case. So when the MEA says that the sentencing has been reduced, it effectively means that certainly the death penalty has been done away with.
Of course, the death penalty, that seems to have been reduced or committed to maybe life imprisonment or something that we are not sure yet. And the detailed judgment is still to be read and to be assessed. And only then we will be able to know actually what charges were there, and on those charges, what kind of hearing happened, how much of legal access they had, and what verdict were given against the charges that they were put behind the bars in Qatar.
Right. And the Indian External Affairs Ministry has been on record earlier to obviously say that the Qatari officials have allowed some consular access from time to time to these, former Navy officials. How many times has their team been able to meet them?
Other than what has happened today, 3 hearing had happened. MEA was able to ensure that the family members would have access to meet them. Almost weekly basis, they had an access to meet those people, and the consular access was also provided to them. So there was a legal team that was supporting their hearing or their defense, and Government of India was all through the case supporting, aiding these Navy veterans, and the charges that has been pressed against them are still not clear. There is some very sensitive aspect of the case, and because of that, those charges or the entire case detail has not been made public either by the Indian government or the Qatari authority. We know that after 3 hearings, today was higher judiciary's hearing in which the verdict has been commuted. Earlier, the death sentence was there. Now, commuting means the death sentence at least has been given away with. And now, what is the detailed verdict? What is the detailed sentencing to them? That we are still awaiting for more information from the government.
Siddhant, my colleague, is also joining us. Siddhant, it does suggest from what the MEA has announced at this stage is that the process will continue. They will look at next legal steps. Any indication of what is available as the legal recourse here for the Indians?
Well, from a day one, in fact, MEA has been taking this case as a high priority case, and in fact, India did manage to get consular access, and in fact, time and again, because of the intervention at the highest level, perhaps in the government of India, there was pressure which was sort of being mounted on the government of Qatar. In fact, Prime Minister Modi, when he met the Emir of Qatar during the COP28 summit last month in Dubai, at that point in time, also both leaders had a brief conversation. Now we are getting to know, and perhaps this is what MEA is telling us, that that the verdict today. So today was a crucial hearing. The verdict today of the Court of Appeal of Qatar in Dahra global case, in which the sentence have been reduced. Now the focus has always been to get all these 8 former Navy personnel pardoned. So that was the main focus of the government of India, and perhaps the attempts were also made for that. But this is and perhaps should be considered as a relief for the government of India, because their sentences have been reduced. Also, interestingly, India and Qatar have a treaty for an understanding as far as prisoner swap is concerned, which was signed in 2015. Now, in what situation that treaty can be applied is something which MEA has to clarify. But MEA also says in a statement that our ambassador, and I quote, our ambassador to Qatar and other officials were present in the Court of Appeal today, along with the family members. We have stood by them since the beginning of the matter. We'll continue to extend our consular and legal assistance. We will also continue to take up the matter with the Qataris authority. Due to the confidential and sensitivity nature of the proceeding of the case, it would not be appropriate to make any further comments. So MEA has come out with a release, and MEA has also assured that the officials from the Ministry of External Affairs, the ambassador, they all were present in the court at the time of the announcement of the verdict. So not a full victory, I should say, because MEA or perhaps the government of India was eyeing for a pardon, for a complete pardon, not a full victory, but at least a relief for now. That
the death sentence has been commuted. It doesn't quite say that, but it does say the sentence has been reduced. So the natural assertion would be that the death sentence has been reduced.